This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
Oh, Lord. So if we were going to talk about anything, I mean, it was two trash masterpieces. I think with the amount of unintentional laughs, you could actually call them a sitcom at this rate, and it is none other than Renegade and Walker, Texas Ranger.
290 staples.
There used to be some, I think Renegade was like syndicated mainly on Fox, and there used to be some funny like bumpers where they made it look like the characters of that show were arguing with the characters of the Highlander show, and it's like, hey, out of my way. It's my station. No, it's my station. I'm surprised anything was even achievable, given the shallowness of Mr. Lorenzo Lamas's range, if you get my meaning.
Oh, you're talking to this person who taught Kristen Stewart how to act.
Oh, well, that adds up, Strasbourg can't be the only one.
Exactly.
Elliot Kazan was dead. Yeah.
Adam West was still around, but I'm not sure he was doing much teaching.
He was doing Japanese commercials. And then you got a guy who probably got slapped and punched and probably kneed one too many times up the head. And so he delivers his lines on time, but with very limited emotion. And is Mr. Walker.
That's Mr. Walker to you, pal.
Mr. Walker. Oh, Lord. So I am ashamed, but it kind of reflects who I am as a hysterical trash B-movie guy. I have seen every single episode of Walker, Texas Ranger.
That's nothing to be ashamed of.
For now. I lost a lot of brain cells, but it was just always just so funny. Like I was much like when Conan O'Brien later did the whole pull the levers skit where he would play clips from that and Hasselhoff shows. I just was like amazed. I'm like, so they took this seriously. Then, much like Mr. Tommy Wiseau, they backtracked and did the whole, oh, we're in on it. I'm like, so we're going to go even more absurd. I'm like, yeah, sure. And Conan O'Brien's had a sister podcast called Inside Conan, and it was so funny hearing all the different producers, writers, as well as one of the guys who, I kid you not, like he had two different gigs. So like one summer he was just like doing interning, and then he reapplied again, and his job was to select all the WTF worthy clips. And he's like, I fucking hate this show. And he would get word that the actors, or shall I say actors, of the show were complaining about them mocking their show, and he's just like, well, come take a look at this. Well, what do you call this? Because it sure as fuck isn't acting. And I had no idea it was in a lawsuit with the Canon Films guys who did Lone Wolf McQuade. I'm like, really? I thought that was what freaking Norris did in all his bizarre B pictures where he plays a mystical guy. I mean, if anything, you could call it a knock on Kung Fu, I guess.
No, that's a different franchise altogether. That's in a version of TV hell that we should not mention at this point in time.
Yeah, that's too grim a story. There's a little too much rope involved.
Oh, and we're now talking about Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, yeah. Now, Only if this was in literally one room every episode. Yeah, so how did you get started on either show and just get blown away by just like, wow, both these shows were on for what felt like decades.
Yes, time moves slowly in these parts.
Too slow? Question mark. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
rag on it too much, but I'm just like, what the hell? What are these shows?
well, the funny thing is, I was thinking about this earlier today because I wanted to do at least 3 seconds of show prep.
Yeah, that is honestly all it needs. Maybe two.
But the thing about it is that Renegade and Walker Texas Ranger, they're both basically the formulaic police show.
Yeah,
The only Walker, especially because
he's a
Walker
kung fu
is
knowing cowboy. And I kid you
yeah,
not, my grandmother loved this fucking show, and she was a nitpick on every other show. And this one, she's like, "Is there something about it? Like all the geezers watching it, all the young guys watching it, and making up the Chuck Norris fact books. Like it's just amazing." I
yeah.
just
And the thing
read
of it is, it's formulaic in that there's always one, even in the '70s and beyond. There's always one person who can solve any problem. Doesn't matter
it.
who he has around him. He's going to be one who's actually going to take the action to fight the bad guy or solve the mystery or bring in the bad guy. Talk and who could. There was nobody bigger you can get for that role than Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is a legitimate badass, and I will die on this hill if he doesn't kick me off of it first. But
I mean, he
now,
did get a stroke last I checked, so I think he's doing okay. I don't think he's able to reach your face.
oh, I would not put it past him. He might try to hit my face the long way around.
I would at least joke around and be like, well, I mean, at least Bruce
I'll put
Lee
it
hit harder than you, or I don't
Now, I'll put it this way: if you thought Scene from the Street Fighter Two was flexible,
know. Oh my God.
now on the other side of the equation, you have Renegade. I
Yes.
For the longest time, I tried to figure out what exactly it was that made it so popular, or what reminded me of it. Then all of a sudden, I thought of it. It's The Fugitive.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Eh,
I'll take you a step further. It's a fugitive with motorcycles and an Indian companion.
right. They both have a Navajo companion, but it's just funny how basically Walker is just like a parallel for Chuck's real life. He's basically playing himself, former
Hmm.
Vietnam vet, and then just adding the whole, oh, now I'm a cop. And it is so funny how the first two very short seasons are basically a poor man's Lethal Weapon, Miami Vice, and then they just like scratch that and just be like, whatever happens, we're just gonna crazily like murder everybody, and it's okay because then we're gonna have random like slow motion or angelic stuff or even random visions that don't make any sense just randomly occur, and the bad guys are just evil just because, and you can't
Hmm.
take any of this seriously. It doesn't know if it's trying to be an episode of Homicide, Hunter, or
Whose line is it anyway?
whose line is it anyway? Yeah, the points definitely didn't matter here. And
Yeah.
but I just always guffawed at who created Walker. This is like freaking Paul Haggis. That's right, the future overrated Oscar winner who then got canceled and used to be a Scientologist who worked on Clint Eastwood and James Bond films. And J. Michael Straczynski, that's right, the head writer of Captain Power, who later went on to write for Spider-Man comics and Superman comics and create
And
Babylon
Babylon
5.
5.
Yeah, pretty much that same year, he's just like, I got a better idea. How about I create my own show? Because you guys are basically, he was giving them ideas and they weren't taking any of it. So basically, he excused himself after like 3 episodes. He's like, I'm okay. And Albert S. Rudy was the co-creator. That's right. Who the hell is he? The producer of The Godfather and Million Dollar Baby, who co-created Hogan's Heroes. How the hell does this happen? and then Leslie Greif, who's a TV producer who's done all these various indie films and now basically gone on to do reality stuff like and History Channel stuff like Hatfields and McCoys, Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, and even get other Emmys. I don't know how this fucking happens, but it does.
Oh, well, only a Hollyweird.
Only in Hollywood.
But
Oh,
the thing,
man.
but the thing about Walker, especially, it's not supposed to be a deep show. You're
No.
never going to get a full character development out of anybody except maybe Walker.
Here's your development.
Yeah, the characters are there. Is you could replace them with cardboard stand-ups, and they would maybe have somebody do the voiceovers, and they would end out the same. But in that, there is also that level of comfort.
Yep.
That remember the time frames we were dealing with in the 90s and even the early 2000s, we were dealing with a lot of things that seemed to be out of our control.
Yes.
We were coming out of like the Los Angeles riots and various political scandals, and we were looking for something that would make us feel, yeah, everything's going to be okay.
Yep.
Walker did that. Renegade, I'm not sure if it did that so much, but it sure did make me want to get on a motorcycle and just roam the country, because that looked like a pretty solid gig to me.
Right. It's like, I got my motorcycle, I can drive any of them anywhere. And so Rick Husky, the creator of TJ Hooker,
yes,
wrote a bunch of Walker episodes. He has written Aaron Spelling's SWAT, and as well as for the original Mission Impossible, Tour of Duty, and original Charlie's Angels. So yes, to be fair, it is Camp City. It's not good camp, but it's also kind of so bad it's good camp.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds very redundant when you put camp into anything. So it's just like, what border of campiness are you want to be in? What camp are you in?
You want to be just campy enough so that it doesn't become stale, while at the same time not so campy that you're not going to get that. It's going to come off as being completely comedic. It's a very fine line, just like with decency, good music, or anything of the sort. There is that fine line. You tread it at your leisure and at your peril.
Lots of peril, especially like every episode. Like it is always funny to me, like what serious morbid crimes are illustrated in like 80s to present day shows, and which ones go full blown graphic and which ones like tiptoe around it. And it's so funny how it doesn't really know how to do any of that. It just kind of randomly just has, but fortunately, because they're Christians, they do the whole just everybody just laughing evilly, and then cut to black, and you're like, yeah, someone just got murdered or raped, but it's okay because it wasn't shown. But it's just so funny.
Of course, you got a piece of censors, especially on CBS. At that point, they were still skewing pretty old, if I remember correctly, from that time period.
Yeah, they were still the home of Murder, She Wrote, and then later the home of, midway through this run, of Nash Bridges. It is wild to hear how it's like, instead of Shatner disarming bombs and talking people down, yeah, you got freaking Chuck Norris, and basically he just doesn't talk. He's just like, he just like teases around on a phone and then is like, I know exactly where you are. I'm gonna go and kick your ass. And
well, that was because in those scenes he had a silent rage.
Oh, yeah. You could literally draw parallels to all his crazy Canon Films movies. So it's funny how Canon Films produces the first season, then goes bankrupt, and he's like, "It's okay. Me and my brother, who directs all my shit, we got this." And just about every stuntman has gotten their start on this show, and they've always just joked around, just being like, "It was a playground." And it is wild how this is like a video game of a show. Like everything blows up on impact, like right away. Not even a dun dun, like just blam, just like instantly. Everybody has a grenade launcher bullet.
the grenade launcher bullet now available at your local NRA.
Yes, the bad guys is just it's always not even deep on that. I guess I'm disappointed that Noble Willingham's main bar guy should have been played by Wilford Brimley. That's all I'll say. And
You
it
know what?
is
I can see that. Yeah, totally.
it's even weirder
You know,
too how many like just regular character actors made a guest appearance on this. Is like, how do you even act? Because like there's nothing to do.
very simply, they do the Eric Roberts method of getting jobs. Answer
There
the
you
phone.
go.
Hello, I'll take it.
Perfect. So virtually everybody was on this. The show did a random crossover with Martial Law, which did a crossover with some other CBS shows, which kind of technically indirectly puts it in the St. Elsewhere Law and Order X-Files universe. So there's
It all
that.
goes to the it all goes to the snow globe.
It all goes for that freaking snow globe. So there every kind of actor was on here. Brian Thompson from freaking Cobra was on here. Skinner himself, Mitch Pileggi from X-Files. Danny Trejo was in different roles. Danica McKellar, Mila Kunis, Hulk Hogan, Toby Maguire, Burt Young, Haley Joel Osment in the infamous Walker Told Me I Had AIDS, and even Bryan Cranston. Just all kinds of actors are on this damn show. Gary Busey was in one, actually two, because two Buseys makes it all come tie together.
Absolutely.
LQ Jones, Robert Englund, Tobin Bell, Giovanni Ribisi, just Ernest Borgnine. My word.
That's basically your B movie cast right there.
What are you gonna do, man? Don the Dragon Wilson plays, I kid you not, himself. I found it even weirder though, just how the freaking deputy was Theo, the hacker from Die Hard. You know, Clarence Gilliard, who was also in Top Gun, is like, and this is basically what he does the rest of his life, and then he teaches acting. I wonder how that goes. Let yourself be punched in the face.
The art of getting your ass kicked.
There you go. How to get your ass kicked. Without watching the Chris Rock skit. Oh my word. And Cheryl J. Wilson from Dallas basically approaches this as Dallas. And there's plenty of other repeat actors, but I don't have time to do that all day. But Chuck Norris sneaks in plenty of his regular canon films co-stars, if you want to call it that. And yeah, anytime I watch just something from this, I'm just like, man, like basically Walker's the only guy who can get anything done, and then randomly he'll just get shot or punched and then knocked out and then have a random Native American hallucination that makes no sense.
So truly, Chuck Norris and Walker was a force of one.
Oh, having nightmares of one too. Yeah, so you can have fun watching this dumb show. I really don't know what to make of Renegade other than that it's reasonably well filmed, but it it comes up short because like who's the star? Is it the gal who later married Lorenzo? Is it Branshawn Richmond, the Indian Native American stuntman turned actor who was also in Baywatch, I think? Like who's really the star? Because Lorenzo Lamas isn't really much of a star, so much as a guy who stares down the screen.
Of course, and that's what he does. But I think the real appeal for Renegade is just that, like I said, it was fugitive. It was like the fugitive. So you've got the open environment. You've got your sandbox to play in, and it's the plot is just plausible enough to not make you wonder, well, where does he get gas, or how does he afford to pay for things?
He is off the grid. He is kind of an equalizer kind of guy, and the criminals are very, very random. We're just like, of course they're gonna lash out at him and beat him up, just cause.
Hey, aren't you Fernando Lamas' kid?
Oh. Yeah, slow motion. No. Or shall I say in his unanimated form, no.
No.
No. No. Oh, so it is funny how Lorenzo Lamas then became a direct-to-video movie star, and I still guffaw at that one. I think Riff Tracks, the Mystery Science Theater guys, for those who don't know, still does music commentaries, and they did just Bounty Tracker, and I loved how they on the content warning they're like rated R for violence, language, and Lorenzo Lamas' acting.
Which, by the way, has recently been added to Tubi. So that's one more thing I have to watch.
Perfect.
Um,
Oh man.
to take a little sidetrack here, he was also he was also in another movie, kind of playing himself, but not really playing himself. I wish I could remember the name of it, but it was about a guy who was trying to get a martial arts movie made in Hollywood.
Was it the martial arts kid? I think. Yeah.
I don't think so. It was something else, but I'm sure I'll remember it sometime. I know it's not the Fist Way, which is another great kung fu movie or karate movie, but it was basically Lorenzo Lamas pretty much playing himself. He was a bright spot in that movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was music.
Yeah, and nothing against him, but like you said, his range. I would dare to say it may be measured in centimeters more than anything else.
It's very off-putting. It's not the worst of the worst, but it's still like he doesn't make the room come alive. He's more animated with his gunplay.
Yeah, I'm not sure he can make the room come alive with a defibrillator.
Lord.
He has a look, but he doesn't have an aura about him. He doesn't have that presence, the gravitas. He kind of coasted from Falcon Crest into Renegade, and
yeah, he was apparently like the lead, him or one of the other guys in the Broadway version of Grease, and then they're like, "We'll put you in the movie, but you're not the lead." No way, man. No way.
And Fernando would say that was not marvelous.
That was marvelous. It's a shame that he can't even do like a Van Damme where he's talks fast, but he still can't, ditch his accent, because at least you could at least dive into the camp of you're likable. It's like,
yes. You feel sorry for the guy, and so you kind of give him, you like him because you give him a little bit of pity.
You gave him a little bit. You gave him
a little bit of pity.
But yeah, it's so funny how Chuck basically just coasts on this the rest of the 90s and early 2000s, and I had no idea that he wrote the infamous theme song. The Ranger upon you. Whatever the hell that means.
Are you going to tell him no? I don't think so.
Arresting. What arrest? And that's the other thing too that's funny. They never make it clear if they're going to make an arrest or shoot up the place. They're pretty much just like, yes, we'll be there. It's like, okay. You do you, dude.
That's exactly right. You do you.
Oh, Lord.
That makes you wonder if Walker has the same thing going on that Jessica Fletcher did with Murder, She Wrote, that every time that person shows up, bad stuff happens.
Yeah, there you go. She's cursed unofficially.
No, I don't think she's cursed. I think she's the one who's actually committing all the murders.
Oh.
And that's Perfect. What you call a plot twist, kids.
Yes. Oh man. So somewhere out there, please tell me someone has restructured in like Brazil or Japan. They've restructured Walker Texas Ranger. Like they've dubbed it over with comedians and basically are implying that he's the original Dexter. I just go around, I kill people, but I'm technically a good guy. I just corrupt.
Yeah. Why can't that stuff be done in America? Because America.
Good old boys. Oh, man. It is also funny too how literally the criminals use the exact same like mini Uzis and machine guns every time. There's no change up, and they're always standing next to explosives. And it's even funnier how the stuntmen can't decide if they're knocked out or dead, but they still wither around for a long ass while. It's like, are you dead or not? Yes, yes. This is Evil Dead logic.
Of course. But that's all part of being a part of the bad guys union. Especially the flunky division. If you're a minion, a flunky, a second in command, there are certain rules you have to follow. And in that
Respect
one
the beard.
all praise Adar.
Yes, Robert Zadar as well as the Bruce Campbell chin. So, do you believe what Family Guy spoofed in that Chuck has a third fist under his beard?
Oh yes, I fully believe all the stuff I read online about Chuck Norris. Because, and there's one very important reason why. It's safer to believe.
He doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
That's right.
Oh man.
When he was born, he drove his mother home from the hospital.
Oh man. There's a joke that they later made me a Jack Bauer joke, and it was when he found out family member was pregnant, he punched their virginity back in.
Oh God.
Oh man. It is wild though too. Is like it used to be viewed as the most violent TV show on TV. I mean, maybe if you take it seriously, sure. I mean,
Yeah, or if you're discounting shows like Oz.
yeah, no kidding. Sopranos, I guess those gory gunshots that begin at the beginning of every other episode aren't enough. Yeah, sure.
And that's why when you woke up this morning, you got yourself a gun.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'll put just a nice little bow on this and say, when it came to the '90s and police shows, shit got weird, yo.
Shit got really fucking weird. Not to mention, couldn't pick a lane. One minute they're
Yeah,
doing romance, then the next minute they're doing like Wild West, and then they're just...
and might I remind you of the wonderful world that is cop rock?
Yeah, let's make it a musical. Shame on you, Walker, for not having a musical episode. Oh, there's other weird ass ones where like almost like The Substitute, where Chuck poses as like a kindergarten teacher so he can stop some drug smuggling guys. This is like, do you even? That sounds like more trouble than it's worth. Not only to go undercover, but who the fuck would have kids smuggle in drugs at a kindergarten or elementary school?
Well, if you're desperate enough and the market's there.
I think that's just it. I think he always.
By the way, the Jacked Up Review Show does not condone the use or smuggling of drugs.
Frankly, my dear, I need some drugs.
I know what you're talking about.
I enjoyed that quite a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed that very much, but I did not inhale. The problem wasn't that he didn't inhale. The problem was that he didn't exhale.
Oh. Now you want me to see an R-rated version of Walker Texas Ranger. Oh, you can cuss, but I want to make this still okay for kids to see. What? Yuck! It doesn't work.
I will make it work. Hello, I am Arnold. I'll be doing the Walker Texas Ranger.
I would definitely have paid to see Arnold Texas Ranger. I'd be like, whoa, shit just got weird.
Come back here. I'm going undercover in the kindergarten.
There you go, kindergarten.
It's just
cop.
like my movie. It's just like my movie Kindergarten Cop, only I'm playing a Texas Ranger.
I'm an Australian cowboy. Look at this gilly man. He thinks he can take me. Oh, he's strongly mistaken. And then they
You
beat him up.
kindergartners, you're too flabby. Your tone is not there.
There
You-
you go.
yeah.
What's wrong with you? Hit the gym.
Yeah,
Oh,
for recess we will be doing laps, and then afterwards we'll be doing a lot of weightlifting, and then we'll be teaching you how. Then instead of milk, we'll give you some protein powder.
oh, no, look at this Slim Jim here. Let's get some fiber pills in you, huh? He goes around just randomly slicing cars in half with a Conan sword, and every time someone beats him up, like part of his face goes flying, and there's robot circuitry underneath it. Stop that! What are you doing? I don't reprogram myself. It's basically Data from Star Trek Texas Ranger.
Only much more badass.
Much more badass. I ripped the guy's heart out. I do not know why, but I can do it.
I
Do it
need your
now.
clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
There you go. So that's what was it? Arnold should have been on Walker Texas Ranger and then done a crossover with Renegade just so he can ask for his boots and motorcycle.
Exactly.
I do not understand. I want your boots, you idiot! Ow!
You give me your boots, your motorcycle, and your clothes, and you get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. I already got a chopper. No, you idiot, over there. Go in that
The other
chopper. Go in
chopper.
if you don't do that, do the private jet. You idiot, you girly man. Get out of here. No.
Yeah, get some weight on you. Do some push-ups.
Hey, yo, I'm Jack Black here. Hey, I do cock push-ups. No, out of here. Stop it, you idiot. You're ruining me.
That's why. Yeah, you do cock push-ups. That's why you're a dickhead.
Oh, hey. Perfect.
Now that we've ruined two 90s classics.
Two 90s shows ruined for good. Question mark. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was the other funny thing too, is like if there's one thing 90s shows when you remaster them look terrible in, it's the one that use slow motion. But man, like Walker looked infamous then. I can't even imagine what it looks like now in HD. It's just every frame so evenly detailed in slow motion.
We'll return after these messages.
If you like small town mystery, crazy news, and wild history, then the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast is for you. Each week, Josh Mills and Wayne McCarty bring you the absolute best Florida has to offer. So if you're looking for a show that's safe for the family, but funny enough to help you escape everyday life, then listen to the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast. That's Florida Men, plural, on Florida Man podcast.
Hey, it's Brent Pope, the host of Breakfast with Brent Pope. You've seen me on some of your favorite TV shows saying things like, "Give it up, Jimmy. You got to sink this putt to win." On Breakfast with Brent Pope, I sit down with guests from the entertainment world, and we do it all over breakfast. Or should I say Brentfast? Every week on Brentfast, you get inside Hollywood info and tips, great breakfast wrecks and booty debates. Most of all, you get the most delightful 30 minutes of your week. So dig in. It's Brentfast time. Listen at Brentfast.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever fine podcasts are found.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a jacked up